What's up, y'all? It's King Rip. You feel me? Happy Wellness Wednesday. You understand what I'm saying? Happy Wellness Wednesday. To y'all that's seeing what I'm doing every day. You feel me? What y'all are seeing and witnessing and stuff like that. First of all, let's get down to the nitty gritty, the important stuff. You feel me? With this transition that's happening, like a lot of people are getting each other fired in the workplace. So as they leave, if they can get you fired, they'll try. They'll try. Understand, when you turn on the news and the feds is letting it be known, they're in their phones, they're in their text messages, their social medias and everything like that. Understand, they're talking about cancel culture. They're not talking about anything else. You get what I'm saying? They're not. You get what I'm saying? So for y'all that's in the housing, that's what's been going on. You get what I'm saying? Like they're so stupid, they'll play right on the same camera system. They'll play right on the phone, knowing that it's the feds that's setting them up. Their own officers are setting them up just to try to keep their badge. You feel me? So when y'all are in the workplace, east to west, you feel me? Keep this in mind. Why it's only a certain type of person. And the only way they work is by discrimination, which is federally required. It's federally mandated since October 10th, 2023 to report it, because it's a hate crime. And they know those crimes link back to cancel culture, who invaded the Capitol Hill, who invades the protesters, and who links back to, the Confederate, all this other stuff. You get what I'm saying? So why we call them sellouts, weirdos, and whatever, you feel me? Well, however we interpreted them, the way to call them now is cancel culture. You get what I'm saying? They caught up with everything that already ended, including why we're ending homelessness now. You feel me? So keep that in mind. There's a transition going on to that they thought that they were hiding in workplaces and housing and stuff like that, and little relationships here and there. But what they're really was doing was treason. But now that they're back on them, and they're like, they never got off of them, you feel me? But it just slowed down with everything that Trump was doing. But now that he started to do it and showing who he was, this stuff is speeding back up, because we don't want nothing to do with anything to do with Confederate, that's linked to slavery, that's linked to the Klan, that's linked to any of that. You get what I'm saying? That's our arch enemies of this country. Do you get what I'm saying? So if people are trying to treat you a certain way in the workplace, first of all, you don't ever accept that. That's just first of all, you don't ever accept that. What you do is you report it. Report it to the HR. You report that. You be legal with it, because the first thing they're going to do is they're going to try to snitch on you. They're going to try to act as though they're doing their job, and then they're going to try to snitch on you. First of all, nobody can record you or film you legally without your consent, because that's illegal. Do you get what I'm saying? Workplace or not, they cannot record you. I don't give a damn what they talking about. They already got recordings in workplaces. So nobody can run around on their personal phone trying to act like they're doing anything to you, because that's illegal. That's considered stalking. That's considered a lot of stuff. That's too many years for one slip up of a move. Do you get what I'm saying? So don't never accept that. If HR is not reporting discrimination, 9 times out of 10, HR is involved with it. And if HR is involved with it, then that's a liability in itself, because human resources is supposed to hire and fire people, correct people, and also make sure that there's no liabilities to that company. I have HR training too. I know all about HR and running a business and starting a business. Now trip out on this. Now that y'all know that, and y'all know how to handle this in the workplace, you feel me? Understand this. If that is the case and you're in loss of job, a lot of people on this side, on the West Coast, you feel me? Probably on the East Coast too, but a lot of people on the West Coast just started going back to work from strike, from the same type of treatment. Same type of treatment. You get what I'm saying? They're giving them their jobs back because it'll be discrimination if you don't. They're legal to go strike. They're legal to protest. They're legal to do these things. Do you get what I'm saying? So if somebody try to feel that they can screw you over in any kind of way, and you take the routes of HR and all this other stuff, understand something. If HR ain't doing their job, it is legal to get a civil lawyer. Civil lawyers are free. My family's known to sue. I'm from a rich family anyway. So that's the American way, and that's the fastest thing to get things done because laws change hella fast. Civil lawyers are free, and then you got subpoenas. They're free as well. The court will tell you that. You can subpoena anybody to court. They will have to testify regardless because there's court orders that can make them talk. Then you got their personal phone records so you can find out why they acted the way they did. Do you get what I'm saying? And what they've been plotting and planning. And you'll find all the little hate crimes, all of that and some. You get what I'm saying? You can subpoena all the camera systems because that's legal. I'm talking to y'all very legal. You feel me? I'm in an active lawsuit as well, preparing for more and more while I gather up evidence of what it is. You feel me? Like a lot of y'all, especially where I've been, y'all been suing and getting millions. You feel me? Now, you can also subpoena what's been on the anything with data, cameras, phones, and computers, laptops, all that. You feel me? That's legal. That's legal. Do you get what I mean? So don't never go, and I expect that, you know what I mean? A lot of people, well, if you really like your job and you really like this, you really like that, like, yeah, you're gonna feel some type of way if something wrong happens when that's not how, you know what I mean? Not how it's supposed to be. So that's understandable for, you know what I mean? Plus a lot of y'all is females, but understand something, why a lot of people is getting fired purposely. They was never there to work. Do you get what I'm saying? They were never there to work. They were doing something else, and they got caught up for that. So they don't treat the job like they're supposed to. You see, y'all can use that in the court, because if you're doing your job and then you're sitting back and you got everything that you got going and you filled out your application to get hired, you're there to help the company. You feel me? So that company hired you, you're following your job description. Imagine when they're not following their job description. Do you get what I'm saying? So for y'all that y'all just been through a lot, whatever it may be, it can vary from a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? Now it's not the time to give up when we're transitioning them out. You feel me? The state where I came from, which you already know, even one of the government officials got on and said they're getting sexual predators out of the workplace, because over there, everybody know what cancel culture was. Over here, when we protested in California, they knew what gang stalking was and how they were linked to the trafficking stuff. Back east, we ran them out and just invested the money in music. You feel me? And told the story through that in videos. Do you get what I'm saying? So everything that starts on the east sets on the west. When it comes to treason and they try to scatter like buckshots, let me let y'all know when they're being picked off. Understand, even in the Bible, it says they're being purged out of the land. Translation to 2025, they're being legally genocided out of our country because they've been messing up. They don't like us. They can't live with us. They can't work with us. Like, they literally discriminate against us. And it led back to the foundation of the mentality of the KKK, which went down to, the Confederacy, which all the way down, all the white supremacy tactics, all the way down to council culture. Understand, they already scared. They stuck on the phone. They're the only groups that's playing on the damn phone. Like, I already gave y'all the heads up. Like, they're getting caught up. Even no matter where they are, they being caught up. And every time they're being caught up, who they pretending they're on the phone with, and they're being caught up even in stores. A lot of legal people are making legal videos of them being popped live, thinking that they're finna meet up with some little boy. You feel me? So understand the mentality of these idiots and how they're caught up And mind you, this is all over. They're just being picked off. We know where they are already. Like, come on. You get what I'm saying? Now is not the time to fret. You get what I'm saying? If y'all don't feel comfortable in the workplace, realize y'all got a gang of options. Y'all got a gang of options. Especially if y'all got youngins that's old enough to actually work. Y'all got a gang of options. Y'all can remote that stuff and set up your own stuff within your own comfort zone and set times. Okay, right now I'm finna work. Right now you're finna work. Don't forget, y'all got Uber, y'all got Lyft, y'all got all types of little hustles, man. You get what I'm saying? Y'all got all types of little hustles. Those little hustles add up. You got all types of stuff. You can work at the Greyhound. You can work at the airport and get benefits. You can work, you can work at even remote and get, every week getting paid. Every 2 weeks getting paid. That stuff adds up. So don't never, downplay you guys. You know what I mean? Don't downplay your gifts. Don't downplay your blessings. Y'all seen them screw themselves over. They're not screwing us over because you can easily get a different job. You can easily get jobs. They're throwing theirs away. They're throwing theirs away. You get what I'm saying? Like, you'll know from the hiring process, as soon as somebody try to hire you and they're doing whatever they're doing, understand, they're going to put themselves out there. But that has something to do with HR. That means that's something in data that's going to track back to them, meaning they're not going to keep their job. Do you get what I'm saying? There's always the chain of command. You can go as high as the CEO and still sue them. That's easy. I've been showing y'all even in other states, and y'all been doing it. But when it comes to this topic and how they was a group doing things, I led it back to them badges that was telling them to do it. The same badges we protested from east to west because of racism in America that we just don't hear about no more. We just hear about cancel culture that was causing the struggle for everybody for them. That's why the courts told me, and I told y'all before, that subpoenas are legal. They're very legal. They're in their phones, their computers, and the cameras, letting me know they're already monitoring them. This is easy, and you can subpoena the same thing, and you can bring that to court. That's for free. That's free of charge, and you can subpoena anybody, and bring them to court. From the HR to the CEO to the co-workers, everything, the whole nine. Even, idiots on the street that may have been a bystander, thinking that they witnessed something and they just wanted to play on the phone. Witness right there. Understand how court works. You get what I'm saying? And when y'all get to them courtrooms, if it's civil, now you got you got the burden of proof. And when it's criminal, you got beyond reasonable doubt, meaning that's an open and shut case right there, regardless of what level y'all going on. But either way, everything is still good for y'all. You know why? Because those are not your actions. There's a reason their demeanor is the way it is. There's a reason why they're constantly trying to do something. Like that business, whatever it is, I guarantee you it's not going to be around a lot. It ain't going to be around much longer. You feel me? When we're ending a lot of the stuff, and right now, customer service is real big. You feel me? Let them throw their jobs away. What it is it's letting us have that door open. So all the other Americans can get on in there. Cancel culture, they canceled us, so they don't respect it. Remember, you cannot cast your pearls to the pigs. They'll just trample it underfoot. They don't respect anything that they even got. So how can they respect anybody that works there, or that lives there, or that they're friends with, or that they're even on the phone communicating with each other with? If they especially doing it to each other, because out here, they doing it to each other. That sounds like a personal self-destruction to me. Psalms 91. You will only see the destruction, the punishment of the wicked Get them remote jobs and stay out of the way. There's no excuse. There's no excuse. You get what I'm saying? And I don't give y'all excuses. I don't give y'all anything. I'll give you time to recover. Yes, give time to recover. But while you're recovering, be looking at the same time. Be looking at the same time, because y'all got that. You feel me? And another thing, what I wanted to tell y'all, the same thing, Think of, Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9, how they're just openly talking about their crimes. Those are called confessions. Do you get what I'm saying? Now, think of what I'm constantly doing, what I'm told to do, what I'm naturally doing. Verse 10. And then when it comes to them who is against y'all, what do I say? Verse 11, right? Understand what it is. When they are throwing their lives away, y'all don't pay for their food. So y'all don't put food on their table. Y'all don't put clothes on their back. So if they want to act a fool, they'll be replaced, because they actually replaced somebody else who didn't respect it either. Eventually that door is going to shut, because they have the same topics, the same style. That means their resume is the same as well. Their reputation is the same as well. So if they're going to mess up their equal opportunity to discriminate against somebody that's American after all what we're doing for our country as a whole, let them do that, because they're the only ones that's suffering like that. When y'all have some emotion attached to y'all jobs, it's because y'all really give a damn. Y'all really care. Tell y'all a true story too that y'all already know about. You know what I mean? Just to remind y'all. Over there in Tacoma, right? There was a lady. She had a high position, right? She loved her job. And what the officers did was put their little council cultures in there. And what they did was they hated on her and moved her out of the way and got her fired. Now, she hit the news. When I went over there, the feds was talking to her. I picked it up. You feel me? And I was looking, and they was looking at me. And the first thing I heard those agents say, don't worry about it. He's finna take care of that. He's finna do this. He's finna do that, like I do everywhere. This is a Christian country, so I know they're proud to talk about me. You feel me? I was born here. This land is holy. You feel me? So trip out on this. I step in there, and right away, everything that was in the dark, everything that was sitting back, living that double life, I showed everybody what was in the dark was that double light. I didn't have to talk. It was my presence, period. You feel me? And it's a worldwide thing. It is what it is, Shortly after that, they started seeing they wasn't just council culture. They were also the ones that were spreading COVID and getting on social media, trying to disadvise people of getting vaccinated so they can come around them. So they can be, you get what I'm saying? That's why we spoke against it like that. And that's why I went into details the way I did. You get what I'm saying? So what they did was they got rid of a lot of workers. And, from the feds to everybody that actually matters. And y'all seen how they used to always try to come around me when that was around and trying to spread it as sneaky as they can. You know what I mean? They used to, like, they give those signs even to this day, but there's no COVID. So that's a waste of time. But those are the same people doing this, scratching dome, you feel me? They say monkey time, they self, you feel me? Those are the same people that's being hunted down now. They ain't just got COVID unit on them. They ain't just got U.S. Marshals on them. They ain't just got FIT. They got a gang of different organizations that know specifically about them, including their family. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's not something that y'all are involved with or y'all need to worry about. You cannot fear the sudden disaster of the wicked. Y'all not wicked, you feel me? So this lady, she sues. There was another worker. Now, mind you, she was a blonde head. She was cool, good looking, you feel me? There was another one that was young, you know what I mean? young, kind of dark skin, looked like mixed breed, but kind of dark, you feel me? Good looking, you feel me? She went there and they tried to force papers and make it seem as though she was, she was resigning or whatever, right? They get caught up for that. She sues, bam, she get her money. Big bread, right? So, long story short, they started seeing all the stuff that they were doing to females only. Mind you, what they got caught up for. These idiots thought they was hiding in certain little places, but they were really watching at the same time. Now they're self-destructing because they know it's over. Like, there's no more hiding places. You know what I mean? No more hiding places, or spaces. So, regardless of that, you feel me? She ended up getting her job. That place, because everywhere they started doing stuff like that, they got defunded. You feel me? They got shut down, they got defunded, or they switched it out. Everybody else that got trustworthy or that's been doing their thing, they didn't have to go through lawsuits. They didn't have nobody investigating them. They didn't have anything because a lot of them was doing their job already. They just kept getting up and up and up and up. Started properties here, there, and here and there because good business, good customer service. You're actually there participating and helping the community. You feel me? Regardless of what your status of what your business is, you're still contributing to the community. You have to. That's why you're there. Do you get what I'm saying? So for individuals to do what they were doing, that are known to do, wherever they are in the workplace, that's why they made it federally mandated to report discrimination. It's a hate crime. Why would you want to do that to somebody anyway? What is the purpose of it? What is the reason? You feel me? Why would you want to go around and even talk about somebody else? Why would you even, if you don't like them, why the hell would you even want to film them? They're not breaking the law. So now we're doing that to them. And now they're popping up missing everywhere. Do you get what I'm saying? Because we've been doing this state to state to state. After all, they made it federally mandated, meaning mandatory, to report discrimination. So even when y'all see them on the street acting like, you know what I mean? You notice they started disappearing, even over here on the West Coast. They did say they was informants, right? Meaning they work for the department, right? Okay, so it is what it is. They're saying they got jobs. Whether they paying them or not, they're illegal. Look what Snowden said. Do you get what I'm saying? He was the most wanted man in America. It is illegal. They will not use civilians. That's illegal. We just made it very aware that it was treason. Our Congress right now is letting it be known the stuff that was happening is treason. And proving it. And we're getting rid of it. When somebody is already, they know they got Homeland Security charges, they know they got federal charges, they know somebody's after them, and they cannot sleep, they just worried, they scared, but they stuck on an American device. They out on the street or they in the workplace constantly on camera looking like, where's Waldo? Curious George type of stuff. And then they want to act like they can talk against y'all. Y'all American, don't they know ever since we ended a lot of stuff, and then before even that, with 9/11, you can't even say nothing wrong about American. You can't even talk on the phone or text about anything to do with anything against an American citizen, especially a woman or a child. That's a wrap. So this group is getting caught up. They already been caught up. You feel me? They already been documented of who they are and what they've been doing. You feel me? It is what it is. So they cannot set nobody innocent up. What y'all are seeing them is throw away their jobs. Took that as a little example. You feel me? That I wanted to remind y'all of on how they work and what they've been trying to do and all this other try. Instead of just doing their damn job that's so damn easy. And mind their damn business. You feel me? If it's not their business, then don't cause problems in the workplace. Because if you bring problems in the workplace, now look at their position versus everybody else in this country. Don't be emotionally attached to that. You get what I'm saying? I do expect y'all to care about y'all work and what y'all do. It's a part of self-care. Y'all give a damn about y'all actions. Y'all care. You know what I mean? That's good. You know, but not emotionally attached to them. Y'all didn't do anything wrong. They did, and they're getting caught up for it. So imagine when they're not in the workplace or in the housing or riding around up and down the street or walking down the street. Those floods are happening for a reason, to purify the land, to wash the land. Especially in areas where it was just real racist, real prejudice. Let's use the real word, real prejudice, and a history of real messed up stuff happening. Do you get what I'm saying? And some people like that is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Matthew chapter 24. And the last times, not our last times, their last times. And the last times, make sure no one deceives you. Who's the only ones running around here trying to lie to people? You can't lie when the light of the world is here already. Everything hidden and dark is in the light now. Everybody sees it. Nobody's agreeing with it. They can't even figure it out that why nothing's working, but they're admitting it's not working. It's over. They're caught. They're done with. And that's what they're showing. When you turn on the news, what are you seeing? Their type of relationships crumbling. And then women getting away from them. Because the majority of them is just what it is. It's males. That's why in the Bible it says it, you know, wicked men. You know what I mean? Wicked men. And they're so dumb when it comes to me, they're going to admit who I am in front of everybody. Instead of changing their actions. Instead of getting the hell away. If you know bad things are going to happen to you automatically, why would you even want to put yourself in that environment? Do you get what I'm saying? So it is what it is when it comes to that. Nobody really can say nothing bad about that. Nobody can really blame anybody about that. That's natural. You feel me? That's natural. So yeah, y'all do y'all thing. But make sure y'all understand how it is in the workplace. Nobody can film you. Nobody can record you. Nobody can do none of that without y'all consent. You feel me? When they start doing stuff like that, they're letting y'all know flat out they're stalking. And stalking is illegal. You can actually go to prison for that. You feel me? And judging by what everybody's been showing on the news, what's happening to those type of individuals in prison, they're being killed immediately. It's a lot of stuff happening. So since y'all know this and they already know it and showing it that they got a death wish, it's over, they're gonna self-destruct. That's why it's already written in the Bible, Psalms what? 91. It's written, you know. That's why I brought up earlier Isaiah chapter 3, verse 9. The show on their faces does witness against them. Meaning the looks on their faces, their countenance on their faces, they're similar. It looks similar. It witness against them. They proclaim their sin like Sodom. Sodom was a city that was destroyed. I destroyed that many, many moons ago. You feel me? So once that city was destroyed and it's mentioning that, and then you got them doing the same thing, this is a Christian country. Proclaiming their sin, their crime, like Sodom. Woe to them, for they have brought evil on themselves. So they can't really point the finger at nobody. They can't say they're informants and they came around, or they in the workplace and you did this wrong. That's not their job description. Their post is where their post is in the workplace. If they're leaving their posts coming around y'all posts, obviously they were stalking. That's illegal. If they're trying to send people to your workplace to act a nut, that's the same thing. Nobody does that because it's illegal. So if they're getting rid of themselves and each other, and then at the same time, everybody else authorized, we're all doing the same thing. So everybody got to play their part. There's nothing they can do. You feel me? Because they shouldn't have did it in the first place. Once you're illegal and you're on that level of illegalness, ain't nothing you can do. That's a wrap. You feel me? That's a wrap. You cannot bash somebody because their social media page. You cannot bash them because of their spiritual beliefs. There's religious rights laws. You cannot run around trying to pretend that somebody's mentally ill. There's federal laws protecting that. You cannot even speak against somebody in this country right now. Like, that's literally illegal. There's no more freedom of speech because you say the wrong thing, you can get jailed. Terrorist threats is also illegal. You feel me? So nobody can act as though, oh, we want to do this. We want to come this way. We want to do this. We want to be around you. But that's sexual harassment. That's not legal. You feel me? We didn't ask for their presence. So no, like when y'all in y'all work areas, understand that stuff is highly disagreeable with that work area. Discrimination and sexual harassment. Nobody can do that. If this unwanted attention, period. My orientation is females. You feel me? So I don't involve myself with males. I don't. They're not family members. They're not nothing that I grew up with. They're not nothing I'm into like that. They're not even on the same mentality or same path as me. You get what I'm saying? And I'm mindful that males, we're literally blocked in, let's say it like that, with emotions. Even though we can share it, but we're not. That's just natural. That's known. That's obvious. So imagine somebody that's on sensitivity mode, running around trying to do something to somebody else in the workplace. You get what I'm saying? Or trying to up and down the street with a parade. Why would you give that type of attention to anybody out of your life, out of your time, when you could be doing something productive? What's so important about trying to act as though it's legal to monitor someone? You ain't monitoring nobody. They're actually monitoring you. Because they're catching everything you're doing and they're seeing downfall. Everywhere I've been, I done seen them die. I done seen them get arrested. I done seen them get moved on, get kicked out of relationships, get kicked out of the workplace. I done seen them have a downfall. Y'all are seeing the same thing. Do you get what I mean? So yeah, if y'all need to clear out of the workplace and work at home as a side hustle or whatever it is, do your thing. Do your thing. That's one thing that nothing is never going to stop is the workplace. You get what I'm saying? And then what makes it look even more bad, when the president is letting it be known. Do you get what I'm saying? He wants everybody working. So who the hell is going to stop somebody from working? You're actually contradicting everything that you get what I'm saying? Like, no matter how we look at it, they're the ones that's having a downfall. They're treason. That's why they look the way they look. So if they have this stuff that y'all know about, and y'all know and should know how to avoid it, even if they're in the workplace with you, that's easy to avoid. Easy, especially when you're doing your own thing, because you already know what you're doing. Do you get what I'm saying? When people are doing anything, they're going to start showing you signs early. And right away, you go ahead and you report that. Because everywhere in the workplace, there's cameras. So they can't deny that. Do you get what I'm saying? They can't deny it. There ain't nothing that they can literally make up. There ain't nothing that they can literally go around and this and this and that and this and this and that. I had somebody, when I got out, tell me, oh, when I was on the phone, I don't want this person listening. I don't want this. You don't have my permission. Okay, well, likewise. You feel me? And I got off the phone. No names, because it's not important. It was a legal thing that happened, and I got on it because I'm legal. I follow federal law. I got a military family. I'm for this country. You feel me? So people that wants to break the law and then try to enforce the law, that's how these individuals is, and that's how they discriminated, and that's how they literally sat back and called themselves informants right in front of everybody. And that's the same type of people that's cancel culture that's getting removed out of the workplaces. So me elaborating on who they really are, how we used to call them sellouts and all types of house, you get what I'm saying? The modern way is cancel culture now. Because everything they talk about is canceled. Everything that they talk about is a loss. We don't have time to surround ourselves with losers. So no, like, y'all don't be in relationships with them. Like, When they're in the workplace, they made it so easy with all the new laws that came out. Even when, the no touch law, you feel me? When y'all see people on the phone and they're crashing their cars, y'all know y'all can report that. They obviously ain't got no driver's insurance. So what are they gonna do? Y'all just save somebody's life. Do you get what I'm saying? Y'all just save somebody's life. They can be driving, talking to so-called legal officers or somebody else trying to keep tabs or monitor somebody else or trying to harass somebody for the department or whoever, and then sit back and crash their car and die. Reporting them could save their life. Maybe they just need to walk and get some exercise. Ain't nothing wrong with walking. Ain't nothing wrong with a little water. Do you get what I'm saying? So keep in mind all of these things that they put in place. Utilize the law. Y'all American. Y'all legal. We ain't going on the second Exodus yet. We still got, the end of verse 2 happening right now. Do you get what I'm saying? Before we get to verse 3 of Jeremiah chapter 23. So don't fret on that. Y'all want to know who y'all dealing with? Romans chapter 1, verse 17 through 32. Jude chapter 1. Tell you their whole mentality, a whole profile. From the way they get on with each other to, how they feel, how they act, and the inward part to the outward part. The same thing y'all been seeing that y'all just be like, man, I don't understand this. I don't understand that. Yeah, they not like us. You feel me? They got the mark of the beast, yo. Pretty much. Nobody's running around trying to tell somebody about somebody else or trying to monitor or keep tabs or trying to get somebody fired or kicked out or locked up or whatever else, trying to do something wrong. Do you get what I mean? You got to understand something when they know they damned and they know they illegal at the same time. So if God is against you and then the country is against you, where are you really going to go? That phone can't help them. Talking a million miles an hour can't help them. Trying to hide obviously didn't help them. Getting involved didn't help. A lot of them even went state evidence. Turned on each other. They literally doing it now. You feel me? So don't be saddened by what they did. Y'all didn't do that. Certain situations like most, y'all got a lawsuit. You get what I'm saying? Y'all should be happy for that. Do you get what I mean? And then move on and you finna get another job. You're finna get hired again. You're finna get something better depending on what you choose. So choose and do better. And don't let nobody else take your peace. You feel me? When things happen like that, that's in confusion, you already know you just exited something that's bad finna happen to that place. God got you out of there. Smile. You feel me? You still have your peace. You still have your family. You still have your comfort. God got you out of there. Smile. You get what I mean? Because you're finna get something better. And if you don't want to be around nobody right now, like I said earlier, those type of jobs. You feel me? So y'all have a happy Wellness Wednesday. I love y'all and take care. You feel me?